సో లాస్ట్ క్లస్టర్ ప్రాక్టికల్స్లో ఏంటంటే ఎస్టిమేషన్ ఆఫ్ ది క్లోరైడ్ శాంపుల్స్ గివెన్ ఇన్ ద శాంపుల్స్ అని లాస్ట్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్స్ చెప్పాను కదా. సో ఇప్పుడు టుడే ద ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది నోట్ డౌన్ ద ఎస్టిమేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆక్సిజన్. అందులో ఎయిమ్ to estimate the amount of oxygen present in the given sample of water. Apart is next heading. Apart is burette, stand, pipette, conical flask, narrow mouthed reagent bottle, measuring jars, beaker and porcelain tile. Okay, aim to estimate the amount of oxygen present in the given samples of water. Apart is burette, stand, pipette, conical flask, narrow mouthed reagent bottle, measuring jars, beaker and porcelain tiles. Next heading, reagents లో manganese sulfate, second alkaline iodide, next 0.025 capital N sodium thiosulfate, next 1% starch solution, and concentration sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay. Reagents వచ్చి manganese sulfate, alkaline iodide 0.025 and sodium thiosulfate bracket లో hypo, 1% starch solution and concentration sulfuric acid. Okay. Next principle when manganese sulfate is added to the when manganese sulfate is added to the sample followed by alkaline iodide, the manganese sulfate reacts with potassium hydroxide present in the alkaline iodide, forming potassium sulfate and manganese hydroxide. In the equation, MnSO4 plus 2 KOH gives rise to MnOH2 plus K2SO4. This manganese hydroxide, which is unstable, reach with dissolved oxygen present in water sample, thereby gets oxidized to manganese hydroxide. Equation రాసుకోండి కింద 2MnOH2 plus H2O gives rise to MnOH3. Next కింద this stable manganic hydroxide reacts with potassium iodide in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid forming potassium sulfate manganese sulfate, and iodine will be liberated. కింద రాసుకోండి. సో 2MnOH2 plus Ki plus 3H2SO4 gives rise to K2SO4 plus 2MnSO4 plus I2 plus 6H2O okay. So in the paragraph now, the liberated iodine will be equivalent to the amount of dissolved oxygen present in the sample which has been utilized for the formation of magnetic hydroxide. This liberated iodine is titrated against 0.025 N sodium thiosulfate bracketlo hypo solution using starch as an indicator from the take values, the amount of oxygen dissolved is calculated. Okay. Okay, so next procedure, write down. Procedure. Okay, so the given water sample is collected into a narrow mouthed reagent bottle okay. In given water sample is collected into a narrow mouthed reagent bottle of known value to take 1 ml of manganese sulfate, 1 ml of manganese sulfate and 1 ml of alkaline iodide, one ml of alkaline iodide are added. Then full stop. Then the bottle is stippled and tilted gently. Tilled gently. Full stop. The bottle is kept aside for the complete formation of precipitate. Full stop. To this few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid is added and shaken well till the precipitate is completely dissolved. The bottle is kept in dark place for 5 minutes to avoid light reaction over the stop of iodine. Then this fixed sample is titrated with sodium thiosulfate. Okay. Next, titration. The burette is washed with tap water and then with distilled water It is um, ranged with 0.025 and sodium thiosulfate and filled with the same. Okay. The initial reading of the burette is noted. Burette is noted. Burette is noted. Then 50 ml of this fixed sample. Then 50 ml of the fixed sample is pipetted out into a clean dry conical flask. To this, few drops of 1% starch is added and titrated against 0.025 and sodium thiosulfate. 0.025 and sodium thiosulfate. What do you mean? 0.025 N thiosulfate till the disappearance of blue color which is the end point which is the end point the final reading of the burette is noted and the titration is repeated for concentrated values. The volume of the reagent bottle is noted. The sample procedure is repeated for other given samples. the sample procedures is repeated for other given sample. Okay. Calculations. 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 The amount of oxygen dissolved in 1 liter of sample, 1 liter of sample, is equal to K into 200 into 0.698 into volume of sodium thiosulfate by volume of given sample కింద లైన్లో రాసుకోండి, where K is equal to volume of reagent bottle by volume of reagent bottle minus volume of the reagents added. K is equal to volume of reagent bottle by volume of reagent bottle minus volume of the reagents added. Next kinda results. The amount of oxygen present in given sample A is equal to cc per liter Next, second, the amount of oxygen present in sample B. Okay. So next, results into samples chalu. Next, discussion. So discussion, you will complete the experiment in the lab lo. Experiment chesaka, so note down the values. So after that calculation chesi, after that discussion of the procedure. Okay, so this is the second experiment of the estimation of the oxygen. Okay, so this is your titrations and procedures, so you note down the book. బుక్లో రాసుకున్నారు కదా. నెక్స్ట్ లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ టేబుల్స్ వేసుకున్నారు. సో టేబుల్స్ వేసుకొని, సో ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ completion of the experiment you will note down the readings. So after your calculation చేసిన తర్వాత to complete the procedure, ఈ procedures ని follow అవ్వండి. ఓకే.